Okay, I'm going to go over a multi-hole map with multiple sizing in it. From the main screen, when you launch Wizard, you usually see this screen here. You can do a single opening or the multi-hole. We're going to use the multi-hole. You can also use array if they're all the same size. That's really helpful if you know the outer dimension and you know how many openings you have. It's easy to move around. We'll just start here. So say we want 10 5 by 7 openings in a 22 by 28 frame. So you plug in your opening size. Since you're in array, you're going to say how many openings you want. And I want 10. And I can say how many columns and how many rows I want. If you know the outer dimension, at this point, there's not an option to do that. You'll have to rearrange it in the next screen, but it'll kind of plop it in the general size. 2 layers or 1 layer, and the border between them, if they're all the same, that's really helpful to do that. Say I want 3 columns, and that doesn't give me an even, well, I have 10, so it'd have to be multiple. Let's try, visually that'll look pretty good. So spacing horizontally and vertically, that looks pretty tiny. I'm going to say maybe 1.5 inches on both. Let's see how that looks with a 1/4 inch reveal on each one. You cannot plug the outer dimension here. So just say OK, and then you'll get the dynamic outside to determine the new outer dimension with what I've just plugged in there. Or if you know you want it to fit a standard size frame, you can put it here. So you can see with the way that I laid it out, 22 by 28 won't work with the dimensions that I have and the column and the rows that I have. So I'm just going to use the dynamic outsides at this point. Say OK. And so all of these are evenly spaced currently, but I probably want these two to be like in the middle of the width on this and centered above the second row. So I'm going to unselect everything, and if I click with my mouse over outside of the boundary of the second row down in the first column, and I drag it, still clicking the mouse, and unclick when I get beyond this outer corner here. So I've encompassed basically these 4 openings. I want them to stay exactly where they are and not move. So I'm going to select them all and then right click and say group selection. And I'm going to do the exact same thing with the bottom row. And now I want these to stay spaced like they are, so I'm going to do the same thing, but now I can, with them selected like that, I can go to the alignment tab and say I want them centered horizontally, and just click that. So now I can double click on the purple and it tells me my outside dimensions, nowhere near 22 by 28, and that's not going to work in that configuration, so it's going to be a custom frame. If I want my borders to be set at, say, 3 inches, I'm going to say even borders, click my dynamic outsides, and say 3. And now my outer dimension is 30 by 29 7/8. And that's it.